only as something different, but to manifest life. You would never know what life is if you didn't have its dichotomy.
The polarity.
The polarities.
Yes, sir.
See what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that, here goes again, is just explaining chaos. You see. So it's that story of the same primordial story. Up comes the third son, Seth. Now this is interesting because the third son, Seth, is in Egyptian mythology the same Cain that killed Abel. The same Seth that killed Osiris. You see, which is an enigma here, because in Jean Dures's material it says that Seth is found in Christianity, Judaism, and Egyptian. And it is the only one that survived only into the modern era, even into the Bible. So that particular third son is the same Set Typhon.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? It's the same Set Typhon. But it's interesting, when Cain killed Abel, Cain was kicked out of the Garden of Eden. And first of all, let's say he went to Canaan, which is named after him, and found a group of people living there. Now wait a minute, how the fuck, if it's Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, the only people on earth, how the hell he gonna get kicked out of the garden and go to Canaan and hook up with a group of people that's living there? There's only one other problem here though, which they don't go further to say this in some of the mythology, is when he went there, he hooked up. They didn't tell you what those people were to explain it, because if you look at it historically, that's just idiotic. Now you got to make up your mind. Either there are more people on the goddamn earth, or how the fuck the three humans left gonna go? One of the humans gonna go out and find a group of motherfuckers in another land. Well, if you look at it historically, it's stupid. But they didn't tell you that the group of people that he found in the other land were the giants. And the giants,
they sneaked it in there.
it's in there. The giants are the titans.
Okay.
So here we go, we're talking about another group of people that existed before Adam and Eve.
Right.
Which is the primordial ancestors of Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve is the descendants of the titans.
Which are us.
Right. And Adam and Eve is just the descendants of that. So it was the giants that he went to, which that means that those titans that they talk about get Hessed's theogony, any of the creation mythology, of Greek mythology of the titans, of the titans and stuff. There's so many books on it. Robert Graves' Greek Myths. Any Greek myths book deals with that. It was a good one. Give me that book down there, the other one. This was an excellent book. This was like the definitive text. This on the collegiate level is Classical Mythology, 4th edition. Classical Mythology by Mark Poe, P-W-O-W, Morford, M-O-R-F-O-R-D. Mark P-O Morford, M-O-R-F-A-R-D, and Robert J. What's that? Lenardin.
Right.
Robert J. Lenardin. And they deal with that whole Titan story and that particular Titan story. So it's just some more stuff in that particular Adam and Eve aspect and all, which is nothing but Eros and Psyche. Psyche represent being the new Aphrodite or the new Venus. You know, this is just, I know this might be confusing and stuff, but some of y'all got learning to do, and studying to do, but this is for the adept,
right,
and not the inept.
Oh, yeah.
This is for the monks, and not the chumps.
The chumps.
You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
'Cause we late in the game now. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. You dealt with this last night, but it fits here. The whole Noah's Ark thing.
Yeah.
We moved to the Noah's Ark thing.
Yeah. Here again, if you deal with the particular blood story in a historical aspect, the story breaks down into lunacy. You know,
Right.
the nincompoops,
Right, as a historical situation.
dingbats. You see what I'm saying? But if you deal with it on the metaphysical level or the principle level, it's a great story. But on the nincompoop level,
Right.
how can you have a person to put every animal on the earth, two of a kind,
Right.
two by
twos.
on the earth in an ark, and there's 100 or over 100 species of dog,
Right.
over 1,000 species of birds. And he's in Africa, for those people that want to say the Middle East, how the fuck he gonna get a polar bear? And I do believe that a great whale is bigger than the ark. You see what I'm saying? And if we go by something about the first world being destroyed, might have been some Tyrannosauruses walking around there.
I was just thinking that.
And Baronosauruses. You see what I'm saying? Or some Godzilla shit. Rodan.
They didn't eat each other.
Right.
Nobody eat each other.
So when you look at it that way, you know that it's lunacy. But what they're breaking down in that Noah's Ark is talking about the alchemical story, because the zoo type, or the zodiac, or the zoo type, or all the ancient Egyptian motifs of gods always had animal connections, animal heads, which is talking about naming energies and formulas and frequencies through the zoo type. Well, what reason why would the Egyptians put layer the entire mythology with animal heads? You see what I'm saying? In their gods. Number one, they were crafty to understand that people change, civilizations change, cultures change, customs change. So, but if you put your principles rooted in animals, animals never change. You see, they might have some species that go extinct, but you pretty much know that's an extinct dog or a saber-toothed tiger, but it's still a goddamn tiger.
Right.
Animals never change, so the principles will always be rooted in something that you can grasp. Characteristics. But they were talking about the formulas invested in the body, where they say the original house is burned down, but there's an invisible house that still stands. That's Al chapter 3, Book of the Law chapter 3. There's an invisible house that still stands.
Right.
Which means, damn, I forgot what was coming with this shit. Which means that you root certain things, you see, in and certain things in something that is going to go into the next world. So these formulas that they talk about, although this so-called world was supposed to be ending, the motifs or the formulas that were of the original essence is inside of the body and is carried on over into a new world.
Right.
So it's transmutated into a new world. And so the story of Noah's Ark and the animals and the different things like that, when you put it in the aspect of the Manu story coming out of the what is called the Vishnu Puranas, the Manu story. The Manu story, when you're talking about the Manu story, then what happens is, in there, they talk about a seed being transplanted into the boat, and the boat being able to survive into the next world.
Okay.
Let me give you an example, another thing about that. So going back, what is the next world? What is the flood? The flood is when the physical world